welcome you again to Rwanda Basic Education Board Multimedia Production Studio. I am Ezekiel Tushime. This is Inside the Mind and Study Hub program. The long-term vision for Rwanda is to become a knowledge-based country where we want to run and reach far, very fast with the use of the knowledge of citizens. We need to work hard such that we reach that vision. Rwanda government has made ECE a priority, aiming to ensure quality of education. Remember, Rwanda Basic Education Board has the vision of enhancing the quality of education in basic, adult, and specialized people all around the country. In the studio, I'm not alone. On my right side, I'm with Shukuru Allen. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
She is an expert in early childhood, and also she spends 24/7 time thinking, working with children in nursery. On another side, we are with Nsabimana Evariste. He is a specialist in pre-primary at Rwanda Basic Education Board. You're most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Those who are following us, this is the Inside the Mind under umbrella of Study Hub program. Now, Sabiman, would you like to share with us the insight and thoughts about what REB do to support pre-primary teachers to become effective?
Yeah, thank you, Ezekiel. REB is always busy preparing good content, teaching and learning the materials, textbooks for these teachers to sharpen their mind and their teaching methodology, their skills in digital skills, on English proficiency, and any other approach that can fit these young children.
Let me come to Alan. You are a teacher. You spend 24/7 time thinking, preparing for the kids. What teaching methods do you recommend other teachers who are in the service?
There are very many methods the teacher can use when he's teaching, especially when you're teaching young children. You find these children are somehow tricky. Some are interested with this method, others are not. We need to mix or we use right of methods just to reach every child's need. Like we can use singing method where we use songs for the content you want to teach that in that period. You find children are singing at the same time getting the knowledge and skills that you want them to gain. You can also use different games where I find they are learning about maybe mathematical concepts, the units concerned with counting, reading numbers. You find they are playing some games with related materials, but also engaging them in different games. We can also use like demonstrations where you find we have illustrations of drawings. When you're teaching like discovery of the world or general knowledge, you find animals are drawn somewhere in the class. You find you have also the arts products. You find you made different properties or materials concerned with the topic you're going to teach. You draw them or you make them. You can make like a cat, you can make like a car. Depends on the topic you're going to teach. So we use different methods, but especially children like learning while doing different activities, not just sitting like in the church or in the meeting. For them, they just need to move around in the class, play with the materials.
Do you think there is a connection between ECE, early childhood education, and early childhood development? We need to know both and the connection between them.
Yeah, thank you so much. I would have talked about this earlier because it is our concern. It regards the development, normal development of a child. But ECE, there is something added, education. Now, the child has developed, but you also deal with her or his intellectuality. the knowledge he's getting, information he's getting from the environment. So for ECD, we look at the services that can help that child develop well. Safety, nutrition, protection, hygiene, water, and sanitation. All of those services combined together, they can help the child grow well. But it's not enough to have the child well developed without thinking of the brain development. That's where we bring in something regarding the education. So in Rwanda, we have centers for child development, and we also have schools, be it school-based, pre-primary, or community-based ones.
The child who joined the school at who is 3 years, he or she doesn't know how to handle the pen, so the hands are shaking, she doesn't know the right and left. How really technically do you train those children at early age?
As you spend time together with the child, it is the most essential thing for the child. Like as you said, most of them, they normally used to cry. Like if you tell him or her just hold a pencil, you find the child is crying or is sweating, the hands are shaking. But as you keep on motivating, showing him or her that it is very good, nothing big, nothing bad for using this pencil, you find sometimes we start with holding their hands. You get him, you hold a pencil together, you scrabble, scribing just imaginations lines or shading or coloring. As they keep on using those simple objects or small objects, you find are getting better with the fine motor movements. Yeah.
Mr. Evariste, what does what are you doing to help educators to become more effective and to improve their work of teaching? Especially you tackle the trainings, you tackle on other things that you are preparing ahead.
Thank you, Ezekiel. What REB is doing to help these educators be sharp in their teaching profession is to prepare for them age-appropriate content for these young children that the content learners can play with. We also prepare digital content for these young children. REB provides the schools the teaching and learning materials, including digital materials like projectors, laptops, where they can play these videos, games, and cartoons for their learners to entertain learning. Normally, these young children learn well when they are entertained. As she was saying, if you don't go to their level, they will not like learning. They will just fear you or escape you, show that they are not interested. But we are trying to have the age-appropriate content developed in the curriculum department and prepare for them the trainings, especially for those who were not certified. Yeah, there is a special program REB has designed that can help them fit in their profession after covering the program.
Alan, we need to engage children. How do you make the class vivid? How do you make it fun? And we are motivating other teachers and those who are watching us, maybe to do it as we speak or to do it better as we do it. How do you do it?
Yeah, making learning fun, you find in different ways. You can use like that kind of singing, you find the class is active. Because some children, they like singing, others they like playing, like they do physical activities. But also, what I've come to observe these days, like in this modern life, you find the children are most interested with digital resources, where you can play like videos of like a kind of video concerned with maybe letter sounds. As they watch what is taking place, like on the projector or in the computer. You find the children, wow, are active, are interested, just enjoying that environment. There are very many things you can do to make your class fun or to make your learning process fun, but mainly it's to give your full heart or your full interest to children, because for them they like having them in your mind, feeding them, feeling like you're at the same age to them. But when you feel like you're old, you're mature, you don't want to bend, you don't want to jump, you don't want to clap, you find they're just looking at you like you're a stranger. So having learning which is fun, it is to put yourself just down like for children.
You know, we are reaching the digital age, digital era, and our kids, some of them are spoiled by digital contents. They don't know which and which to watch, which to consult. And as parents, we have a mandate of directing them. What can parents do to avoid that negative effect, that impact to them?
Yeah, thank you, Ezekiel. Normally, parents should pay attention to what their learners are watching on TVs, because not every content is relevant to them. They should be selective and they tune on the channels that contain their children's content. Educationists can give guidelines, they can orient you where you can find the appropriate content to be watched by young children. Not everything can be a source of education.
There is a play-based education and the normal academic education, like learning English, learning Kiswahili, learning mathematics, and many more others contents. What is the difference between those two?
This kind of play-based education, it is a child-centered approach, or the way of teaching and learning, but engaging a child more than the teacher. When you're teaching mathematics in academic way, which is normal, the usual way we used to study like at secondary level or primary level, like upper primary, you can't just go at these areas children, you stand there that you're a teacher, you're just instructing. No. There must be a kind of a play, where a child is doing something, not just sitting and looking at you, listening to you. No, they have also to participate more than you. The normal academic education or that process of teaching is, we can say that it's not good to young children. No, it's not. The one which is very important and effective to young children is this kind of teaching and learning through doing like different activities, just engaging in related activities concerned with the topics or the content you're delivering. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds well and sounds good. This is Rwanda Basic Education Board Multimedia Production Studio. I am with Alain Shukul. She is an expert in education and she also spends more time with the kids. We are with Sabimana Evariste. He is a pre-primary specialist at Rwanda Basic Education Board. Specialist. Yes, what is REB doing to enhance the quality of education without forgetting anyone?
Ezekiel, normally this is a trend, inclusive society, inclusive education. Every learner has a chance. All learners have equal chance to participate in learning activities in any school. But to achieve this, you should know learners, they are very different. They have different types of needs. They have different learning styles. When you know that learners have different learning styles, you design a very good curriculum that can embrace every learners. So you can say there are learners who are visual, there are learners who are auditory, there are learners who are kinetic. In this case, you can design a very comprehensive program that can welcome everyone. And then you also provide materials in response to everyone's needs. So that is how generally we can be inclusive. But aside to this, we know that in our society we have people who are physically impaired, who are intellectually impaired, who are visually impaired. In this case, in those types of all disabilities can also be welcomed in our schools. That's where we will have like inclusive schools. Or if teachers can't handle them, we take them to the special schools like Gatagara, like the schools that can welcome learners with specific disabilities.
Let me say a kid who cannot move, who doesn't have arms or legs or any other parts of the body. The parents decide to keep the child in his or her room. Specifically, they don't need the society to know that they have such a kind of a child. And when he or she is born, he is a person. Do you have such schools in Rwanda, and what are you doing to help those kids?
Okay, normally the Rwandan society had a misunderstanding that being disabled, it's satanic. It's caused by bad spirits, if I can say. But after all, they have come to know that it's normal because of environmental factors, heredity. It is possible to be impaired when you are getting born or when you are at birth or after birth because of the accidents and other cause. Before there's to hide you very behind so that no one can know that you live in that house. They can say this is a caste family, this is what they were fearing. But normally it's not so. It can happen in a normal way because of the hazards of this world. So in Rwanda we have hubs. We have hub centers specific for specific disabilities. They have experts who can deal with spina bifida, for example. Spina bifida is another very strange disability that can't allow you move easily, but we have trainers in some hubs, Gitagata, So there we have educationists, psychologists, and other therapists who can specifically handle with those children who are very specific. It is illegal to hide someone because of disability. Normally, everyone has the right to live, regardless the disability he or she has. You can get cured once treated by experts. Then you do what other people can do in this world, which is very competitive. Having disability does not mean that you are not able. Yeah. What could be the good way to pattern between the educator and the parent?
Yeah, we have like very many different strategies or ways how parents or the society or the community around where these children come from, how they have to relate or to connect or to link together with teachers at school. There must be a connection, a strong connection between the parents and teachers. Like they can communicate day-to-day communication. That is number one. Teachers also should invite, or parents should ask for the visit at school. You find parents are not interested, like in the rural areas, even in this city. You find some parents are very busy with their work, with their jobs and whatever, the businesses, the jobs, whatever. You find they're just ignoring that their students or their children are at school, and they're not aware of what is taking place there. But it is very essential for parents to link with a teacher. Like a child of 3 years, you may find him at school fighting, quarreling, and you ask yourself, oh, what's wrong with him?
Where does it come from?
Why is he coming from? How is the family? How is everyone? You ask yourself. But when you sit together with a parent or you communicate like on phone calls or in those meetings, you find you're getting full information about a child. When you talk with a parent about a child, that's when you're going to get to know what is the background of this child. How is he progressing with the academic issues? Then you meet together, you talk, then you conclude. You decide on what to do. Maybe if there are some supports which are needed to help the child, you can provide. Like if a child is weak in maybe things concerned with the writing, with the reading, with interacting, you as a teacher through talking with the child, with the parent, you may decide maybe to have time home together with the child and parents. You guide them how they can keep on helping that child, guiding him in different ways. They greet, what are the polite words they can express to others. So the connection between teachers and parents, it's very wide, not only with academics issues, but also the normal life of a child. Yeah.
Mr. Evarist, when a kid goes back to school with no homework done, really, is there a problem? Is it really necessary to give the children a homework? What does it help them? Is it really necessary? What if I spend the whole week without giving the children a homework? Is it there any problem?
You know, we have formal education. This is the regular education we have. We have a teacher, we have a runner in the classroom stating, and the curriculum they are following. And we have informal one. Let me immediately go to informal one. This is a kind of education you can meet anywhere, church, community, and elsewhere. So if you don't give the child a homework, you are now missing the second I was saying. This is where the parents and the child will discuss about the homework, their way, not the way teacher has said. And they can even, from that homework, go deeper what they have been learning. So homework is very key, and it is a good culture of making learners responsible. Since you know that learning is continuous, it is lifelong learning. So you leave school, but you are not leaving education. You should always think of what you have learned.
What could be the reason behind why are you putting much efforts in ECE?
Yeah, I think it is very easy to understand. You know, there is a teachable moment. There is a right period or critical period where a child should get basic skills, especially this period between 0 to 6 and 8. It's a period where learners can learn more skills at once. They are very capable to acquire a lot of information. The body is flexible. They can learn very good movements. They get the talents as early as they are, so that they can build on that in the future, and they find themselves in different careers. But the more you delay, the more the skills delay to develop. They say in Kinyarwanda, igiti kigororwa kikiri gito. There is that period that is right for the child to learn some. Yeah, the earlier the better. Otherwise, when you delay, this is when the child will have already learned bad behaviors that you can't do it in the mind or in the everyday conduct. Then you find a bad society of killers, of thieves, of any other bad things that you can see society around the world doing. Suicide, what? Because the child was not being socialized at early stage.
Are you meeting some challenges on the side of schools, on the way, children going home, coming to school, and especially in their homes? Are there some challenges? What are they? And propose the way to overcome them.
Yeah. Challenges. I know you very mean, but like they used to give the house girls, these helpers, the caregivers at home, you find are the ones who used to come with the children in the morning. And those people, those girls, are not well trained, concerned with the life of a child. Maybe somebody has like bad words, where you find that person is expressing, is talking with the child, but in a bad way. This brain of young children is like a plain paper, which has nothing. Whatever you write on it, it keeps there. Where you find a child is observing maybe what the Corradina is doing or Janine at home, and that image it keeps in his mind, it remains there. And you find the child is practicing the same of what the Janine or a person at home is doing. So when it comes to those movements, school to home, home to school, you find a child is not safe. It's not safe enough because some people who used to come with children are not strong enough to help. These movements are somehow difficult, but what we can do, it is to keep this kind of connection and open communication between the school and the community where children come from, where we can provide those trainings about the ones who are responsible for children from home to school. We can also have this kind of trainings about the community, how a child should be well protected through those movements from school to home, from home to school.
I know there's a time you call upon 100 teachers and maybe a small number misses because of ABC reasons. What are the challenges are you meeting and how do you think you can improve them?
Yeah, thank you, Ezekiel. Challenges can't lack. You know, we are in a challenging world, not only in education, but especially to this pre-primary education. Rwanda Basic Education is board is facing the following challenges: insufficient teaching and learning materials to reach each school. This is a very big gap. Most of the schools don't have textbooks for learners. They don't have age-appropriate toys, play materials, so that the learners can play with them. Not all schools have electricity. Not all schools have these laptops we are saying, projectors. So challenges are still there. Even the schools which have no trained teachers, they still use caregivers. And our coverage does not reach ECD centers. We are still dealing with school-based nurseries. So you see that we still have a long journey to go, but we hope everything will go well. Since we have DPs, we have development partners in education who can come and bring some teaching and learning materials, take a portion of teachers to train, intervene in parent involvement, awareness through Runana. So all of those, we just communicate them so that anyone who is ready can intervene and help in this journey towards quality education.
I am Ezekiel Tuyishime. The long-term vision for Rwanda is to become a knowledge-based economy country where we have an obligation to enhance quality of education, and Rwanda has put much efforts, especially in NST2 that was launched recently, that we have to put much efforts in early childhood development by putting in place the centers and calling upon the parents to take the children at school for nursery, pre-primary, primary, and secondary level, and many more other levels. Thank you so much, and I would like to give you one minute. If you have something to say, you're thanking, and you have something to add on what we've been talking about, one minute. Please, we start with you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Ezekiel. For me, what I can advise concerned with the young children, it is this improvement of the bond, the strong connection, or the open talk between parents and school or with educators. Like concerned with the parents' involvement, as we've been saying about that, it is the very key for the full potentials of a child. I can suggest that parents, as they will maybe follow this conversation or this talk, we can tell them that let them get ready for their children, let them be responsible. Even teachers are capable, because we all know that this education system of Rwanda is also improving on trained teachers. The professional teachers are there. So as we play our role as a school or as a teachers, let also parents do their part, just for the purpose of helping children to develop in all areas. We can build our future citizen just through having this early education for our children.
Thank you.
That's all.
Mr. Evariste.
Yeah, thank you. My advice goes to all Rwandans. Normally, the child is for the country, so we have to put together efforts in the community. We help learners read, we help learners interact with materials that are there that can help them start numeracy, start literacy skills, being at home or around the community, so that our future country will look better than today. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank Mrs. Alain Shukur for your presence. Thank you. I would like also to thank Mr. Evariste for your presence. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
This is Rwanda Basic Education Board, Multimedia Production Studio. We say that if you want to move faster, you move alone. But if you want to reach far, you move together with the others. Our combined efforts is really needed. I and you, let us work together for the brighter future of our country, Rwanda. I am Ezekiel Tuyishime. See you.